Here's the hard truth. Most of your new employees aren't walking into your company thinking, wow, this is my forever home. I can't wait to spend the next 10 years here. No, they're walking in saying, please tell me I didn't just make the biggest mistake of my life. They're nervous, they're unsure, they're trying to act confident while they're silently sweating through their shirt. And what do we usually give them on day one? A desk that no one prepared, a laptop that may or may not work, a stack of PDFs that basically say, best of luck to you. Maybe a welcome email if you're feeling generous. Companies assume that if someone signed the offer letter that they're automatically committed, and that's wrong. The first 90 days will determine whether they stay committed or start to mentally ghost you. Here's the part that most people don't want to admit to. People don't quit companies, they quit confusion, disorganization, and silence. Most new hires leave because the first 90 days absolutely suck. Not because the job is hard, not because the company is bad, not because Gen Z doesn't want to work. Please, let's retire the lazy excuses. They leave because no one showed them what success really looks like at your company. They're afraid to ask questions and look stupid. They get tossed into the deep and they have zero clarity on what it is they actually are supposed to do. And then leadership, they wonder why turnover is so high. So let me be blunt. If your new hires are confused, unsupported, or invisible in their first 90 days, it's not an employee problem, it's a system problem. It's an onboarding problem, and that's on you, or at least the system that you built or didn't build. You can hire rock stars into your company, but if your onboarding is a chaos that's disguised as figure it out, guess what? Your new hires are going to be looking at LinkedIn and Indeed and other websites, and they're going to be updating their resume within the first couple of months because nobody will stay where they feel lost. People stay where they feel confident, connected, and clear on what it actually looks like to win at a company. People will stay where they feel confident, connected, and know exactly what is clear on how they can win at your company. Think about it. You bring somebody new into your company and you have huge expectations on them. You spent weeks recruiting them. You hyped them on the role and you told them, we're thrilled to have you come into our company. Then they walk in on day one, they're all fired up, ready to go, ready to prove themselves, ready to contribute, ready to make you look like a genius for actually hiring them. And then nothing. They get tossed into a sea of emails and tasks that don't make any sense to them. They don't understand your systems, your processes, and your platforms. They don't know anyone or why it is that they do what they do for you. Someone hands them a half-baked SOP or maybe a Google Doc or a Word doc that really doesn't explain to them exactly what they're supposed to be doing for you. And then they say, yeah, just do what Sarah used to do. Well, who was Sarah and what did she actually do? And then you sit them down with somebody to shadow, and the person that they're shadowing just clicks through things so fast that they can't grasp and understand what it is that they're actually doing. And many times the new hires will just sit there on their phone and start scrolling through their Facebook or their TikTok because they don't understand what's really going on. The person that they're training with doesn't have the training to teach people, and they just kind of say, yeah, you'll figure it out. And the translation is, I don't have time or the ability to train you in what you're supposed to do. It's not their fault. It's not because they did something wrong. It's because they were never trained on how to lead somebody. Your new hires, they don't want to look annoying. They don't want to look like they're unprepared. So they stop asking questions. Now they're lost. Now they're overwhelmed. Now they feel invisible. And the excitement that they walked in with, that spark, it dies kind of fast. You don't just lose a hire, you lose energy because they stop trying. You lose momentum because now someone has to cover the work that they're supposed to be doing. You lose revenue because a bad trained new hire costs your company money. You lose morale because the team sees turnover and starts thinking, why bother training the next one? And let's be honest, your team does notice. They see new faces come in and then they disappear. They see enthusiasm get crushed. They see that leadership is pretending like it's a work ethic issue when it's really a system and a process issue. Turnover becomes a revolving door and engagement drops at every corner. So let me ask you this. Does this sound familiar in your company? Because if it does, let's be honest, it's not a problem with how you are hiring the people, it's a problem with how you're onboarding them. About 10 years ago, I joined a company. It was an outside salesperson, business to business, and on paper, it looked perfect. B2B sales, commissions potential, a go getter opportunity. In reality, it was like being dropped into a foreign country without a map or a guide or a translation app. They gave me nothing about the products that I was selling, no overview, no value proposition, no understanding of how our stuff actually solved the customer's problems that I was out getting. Just here's your laptop, here's our CRM, and here's a few handouts that you can give to people. Basically, they told me, go figure it out. They gave me a crash course, and I mean crash on the programs that they used. Basically, they showed me some buttons that I was supposed to click. Zero context behind exactly what I did and why I was doing it. Then they shoved me out on the road and told me to go sell business to business. No call leads, no nurture accounts, door to door. Every day I just felt like I was going out knocking on doors, cold calling on foot. And the entire time, not once did someone pause and say, hey, here's what we sell, here's why customers choose us, and here's the problems that we solve for our customers. So while I knew how to sell, I'd been successful in sales before. I couldn't sell their products because I didn't understand them. Product knowledge matters, industry context matters, and clarity matters. It took me a full year, one whole year to finally figure out exactly what I was selling and how it helped the customers that I was getting solve their problems. My sales didn't take off until after that first full year of selling for them. I learned everything on my own. I had to figure it out and try to understand something that was completely foreign to me. Being brought on board, they literally thought, hey, he'll just figure it out. That was their onboarding plan. Literally, it was just sink or swim. Except when people drowned, the leadership basically blamed the people, not a lack of a life vest. The reality is, they didn't onboard me. They just unleashed me and said, go to town and get it figured out. And because of that, they almost lost a high performing salesperson within their first 90 days. The experience burned something into me. Talent wasn't the issue, bad onboarding was. When somebody fails in a new role, the instinct is to blame the person, but I lived it. I didn't fail because I lacked the skill. I struggled because I was in a system that lacked structure and clarity from day one. And that's exactly why I built Onboarding Essentials, because there's a better way and smarter way to start a new hire's journey into your company. one that doesn't just check boxes and it actually builds engagement, clarity, and confidence. We'll talk more about that in a minute. The real problem isn't the employee, it's the process. Most companies treat onboarding like a boring formality, a thing that you do to basically cover HR and to check some boxes to meet some type of compliance. Leadership ignores the human side of the equation, though. Culture isn't reinforced, responsibilities are unclear. And guess what? When new hires are left to figure it out on their own, they will make mistakes. They get frustrated, and disengagement spreads like a wildfire. It's not the people, it's the system that they come to that's failing them. So, what's the fix? It's literally three easy steps. Number one, build a clear, clean 90-day onboarding program that tells employees exactly what success looks like at your company and how they are supposed to do what they are supposed to do for you. Two, assign accountability, a mentor, a team lead, anyone that can answer their questions and help them get through the first 90 days so they understand your platforms, your systems, your processes. Tell them exactly what they're supposed to be doing. The third thing then is celebrate wins. Even the small ones make a huge impact on your new hires. It's not just about the big project that gets pushed through or the new client that gets landed. It's the small wins that help people when they're first starting at a new job. If you do this, you don't just retain people, you turn them into your strongest advocates at your company. And here's the thing, if you don't do this, if you don't have structure, accountability, and clarity from day one, you're fighting an uphill battle. That's where a focused, no nonsense onboarding program comes in. It's the foundation for every great hire, every productive team, and every engaged employee at your organization. That's why I built Onboarding Essentials. It's literally a 4 PDF program that will give you a roadmap for the first 90 days of your new hires. It will give them clarity on roles, accountability checkpoints, engagement strategies, and yes, even alignment with pay and expectations. Implement it, and you're not only going to retain your employees, you'll turn them into raving fans who actually want to get up every day and come to work for your company. You'll not only retain them, but from day one, they will be the ones who start contributing value to your company faster than you ever imagined. And it's simple, no fluff, no guessing. It just gets you results. Next time, we're going to tackle something that every leader complains about, but almost no one fixes. Your training isn't too long, it's too boring. You think more content is the answer, and it's not. I'll show you why and how to actually get people to remember what you're teaching them from day one. If this hits home, drop a like and comment what has been the worst onboarding experience that you've ever gone through. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you can continue to get good content and understand how to bring new employees into your company and help them be successful from day one. Let's fix this thing together.